Tobacco Regulation Act of 2003, Republic Act Number 29211. Section 1 Short Title. This act shall be known as the Tobacco Regulation Act of 2003. An act regulating the packaging, use, sale, distribution, and advertisement of tobacco products and for others purposes. Section 2. It is the policy. It is the policy of the state to protect the populace from hazardous products and promote the right to health and instill health consciousness among them. It is also the policy of the state consistent of constitutional ideal to promote the general welfare, to safeguard the interests of workers and other stakeholders in tobacco industry. For these purposes, the government shall institute a balanced policy whereby the use, sale, and advertisement of tobacco products shall be regulated in order to promote a healthful environment and protect the citizens from the hazards of tobacco, smoke, and at the same time to ensure that the interests of tobacco farmers, growers, workers, and stakeholders are not adversely compromised. Section 3. Purpose. It is main thrust of this act to promote healthful environment, inform the public of the health risk associated with cigarette smoking and tobacco use, and prohibiting the sale of tobacco products to minors, agricultural crops to prevent economic exclusion, and create an interagency committee on tobacco to oversee the implementation of the provision of this act. Section 4. Definition of terms. Advertisement, advertising, advertiser, cigarette, distribution, mass, media, minor, manufacturer. Advertisement refers to any visual and or audible message disseminated. Distributor refers to any person to whom a tobacco product is delivered or sold for purposes of distribution in commerce. Manufacturer refers to any person entity including a repacker who makes, fabricates, assembles, process or labels and finished product. Package refers to packed boxes, cartons or containers or any kind in which any tobacco product is offered for sale to customers. Persons, point of sale, promotion, public conveyance, public places refer to the enclosed or confined area of all hospitals, medical clinic, school, public transportation, terminals, and offices. Retailers. Smoking. Smoking refers to the act of carrying a lighted cigarette or other tobacco products, whether or not is being inhaled or smoked. Sponsorship refers to any public or private contribution to a third party in relation to an event, theme, or activity made with the aim of promoting a brand of tobacco product, which event. Tobacco refers to agricultural components derived from the tobacco plant which are processed for use in manufacturing of cigarettes and other tobacco products. Tobacco products, tobacco grower. Warning refers to the notice printed on a tobacco product or its container or displayed in print or alert in broadcast or electronic media including outdoor advertising and which shall bear information on hazard tobacco use. Section 5 is smoking in public places. Healthful environment. Smoking shall be absolutely prohibited in following publics, places. Center of youth activities such as play schools, preparatory schools, elementary schools, high, high schools, colleges, and universities, youth hostels, and recreational facilities for persons under 18 years old. In elevator, location in which fire hazards are present within the building and premises or private hospitals, public conveyance and public facilities, including airport and ship terminals and trains. Food preparation areas, those are the places where smoking shall be absolutely prohibited in the following places, public places. Section 6, designated smoking and non-smoking areas. Enclosed all designated smoking areas shall have at least one legible and visible sign posted, namely smoking area, for the information and guidance of all concerned. In addition, the sign posted shall include a warning about the health effects or direct or second-hand exposure to tobacco smoke. Non-smoking areas shall likewise have at least one legible and visible sign, namely no smoking area. Section 7, vending machines, self-service facilities. Unless the vending machine has a mechanism for age verification, the sale or distribution of tobacco products to minors by means of vending machine or any related self-service facility or similar contraption or device is prohibited except at the point of sale establishment. Section 8, retailer compliance with respect to self-service facilities. Each retailer shall ensure that tobacco-related self-service displays or facilities, advertising, labeling, and other items that are located in the establishment of the retailer and that do not comply with the requirements of this act are removed or are brought into compliance with the requirements of this act. Section 9, minimum age sales. Under this act, it shall be unlawful for any retailer of tobacco products to sell or distribute tobacco products to any minor. For any person to purchase cigarettes or tobacco products from a minor. For a minor to sell or buy cigarettes or any tobacco products, and for a minor to smoke cigarettes or any other tobacco products. It shall not be a defense for a person selling or distributing that she did not know or was not aware of the real age of the minor. Neither shall it be a defense that she did not know nor had any reason to believe that the cigarette or any other tobacco products was for consumption of the minor to whom it was sold. Section 10, sale of tobacco products within school perimeters. The sale or distribution of tobacco product is prohibited within 100 meters from any point of perimeter of school, public playground, or other facility frequented particularly by minors. Section 11, signage. Sale, distribution to or purchase by minors of tobacco product is unlawful, or it is lawful for tobacco products to be sold, distributed to or purchased by person under 18 years of age. Section 12, proof of age verification. In case of doubt as the age of the buyer, retailers shall be verified by means of any valid form or photographic identification containing the date of birth of the bearer, that no individual purchasing a tobacco is below 18 years of age. Section 13. Warning on cigarette packages under this Act. All packages in which tobacco products are provided to consumers withdrawn from the manufacturing facility of all manufacturers or imported into the Philippines intended for sale to the market starting 1st January 2004 shall be printed in either English or Filipino on a rotating basis, as separately and simultaneously the following health warnings. Government warning: cigarettes are addictive. Government warning: tobacco can harm your children. Or government warning: smoking kills. Upon effectively this Act until June 30, 2016, the health warning shall be located on one side panel of every tobacco product package and occupy not less than 50%. Beginning July 1, 2016, the health warning shall be on the bottom portion of one front panel of every tobacco product package and occupy not less than 30% of such panel. The warning shall not be hidden or obscured by other printed information or images or printed in a location where tax or fiscal stamps are likely to be applied. In addition to the health warning, all packages of tobacco products that are provided to consumers shall contain on one side panel the following statements in clear, legible, and conspicuous manner: no sale to minors, or not for sale to minors. Section 14. Warning on advertising under this Act. All tobacco advertiser in mass media shall contain either in English or Filipino the following health warning: government warning: cigarette smoking is dangerous to your health. For radio advertisement, warnings stated after the advertiser shall be clearly and audibly voiced over in last 5 seconds of the advertisement regardless of its duration. Section 15. Restriction of advertisement. The following restrictions shall apply to all tobacco advertisers. Advertisements shall not be aimed at or particularly appeal to persons under 18 years old. Advertisement shall not show, portray, or depict scenes where the actual use of or the act of using, puffing, or lighting cigarettes or other tobacco product is presented to the public. Section 16. Restriction on print media advertising. Advertisements shall not be placed in any printed publication unless there is reasonable basis to believe that at least 75% of the readers of such publications are 18 years of age. Advertisements shall not be placed on the packaging or outside covers, front and back of a magazine, newspaper, journal, or other publication printed for general circulation. Outdoor advertisements shall not be placed in billboards, wall murals, or transport stops or stations. Outdoor advertisements shall not, either individually or when placed in deliberate combination. Outdoor advertisements shall not be placed in taxis, buses, trains, or other public conveyance. Section 18, Restriction on advertising in cinemas. Tobacco advertisements are prohibited in connection with the showing of any film where persons below 18 years old are permitted admission. Section 19, Restriction on television. Advertisements shall not be broadcast on television, cable television, and radio between 7 o'clock in the morning and 7 o'clock at night. Section 20, Restriction on advertising in audio, video, and computer cassettes, discs, and similar medium. No electronic advertisement shall be incorporated with any video or audio cassette, video game machine, optal disc, or any similar medium unless access to the item is restricted to persons 18 years of age older. Restriction advertising on internet similar medium. Section 22, Ban on advertisement. Beginning 1st of January 2007, all tobacco advertising in television, cable, television, and radio shall be prohibited. Section 23, Restriction on tobacco promotion. The following restriction shall apply on all tobacco promotion. Promotion must be directed only to person at least 18 years old. No person below 18 years old or who appear to be below 18 years old may participate in such promotions. No name, logo, or other indicia of cigarette brand or element of a brand-related marketing activity may appear on items that are marketed to or likely to be used. Section 24, Naming rights subject to provision of this Act. No manufacturer may enter into any agreement pursuant to which payment is made or other consideration is provided by such manufacturer to any sports league or any team involved in any such league in exchange for use of tobacco products. Section 25, Restriction of sponsorship beginning 1st of July 2006. No sponsorship shall be provided for an event or activity, a team or individual bearing tobacco products name. A sponsored event or activities reasonably believed to be particular appear to persons under 18 years old. Tobacco brand sponsorships shall prohibited except where there is a reasonable basis to believe that attendance at the sponsored event or activity will compromise no less than 75%. The sponsored event or activity will not be particular appeal to persons. The principal activity associated with the sponsorship does not require above average physical fitness for someone of the age group of this taking part. All persons authorized to bear tobacco product advertisement, logos, and brand names at a sponsored event shall be at least 18 years old. Section 26, Ban of sponsorship. Beginning 1st July 2008, cigarette and tobacco companies are hereby prohibited from sponsoring any sports, concert, cultural, arts of event, as well as individual and team athletes, artists, or performers where such sponsorship shall require or involve the advertisement or promotion of any cigarettes or tobacco company, tobacco product or tobacco use name, logo, or trademarks, in other words, symbols, design, colors, or other depictions commonly associated with or likely to identify tobacco products, provided further that no manufacturer may register a tobacco brand name as a company name after the passage of this act. Section 27, Restriction on Sampling. The distribution of samples of tobacco products to persons below 18 years old is prohibited. Section 28, Legal Action. Any legal action in connection with the tobacco industry shall be governed by the provisions of the Philippine Civil Code and other applicable laws. Section 29, Implementing Agency. An interagency committee tobacco or IAC tobacco which shall have the exclusive power and function to administer implement the provision of this act is hereby created. The IAC tobacco shall be chaired by the Secretary of Department of Trade and Industry, with the Secretary of Department of Health as vice chairperson. The IAC tobacco shall have the following members: Secretary of Department of Agriculture, Secretary of Department of Justice, Secretary of Department of Environment and Natural Resources, Secretary of Department of National Science and Technology, Secretary of the Department of Education, Secretary Administrator of the National Tobacco Administration, a representative from the tobacco industry to be nominated by the legitimate and recognized association of industry, and representative from a non-government organization and involved in public health promotion, nominated by the UH in consultation with the concerned NGOs. The department secretaries may designate their undersecretaries as their authorized representative to IAC. Section 30, Application of Tobacco Products. This provision of Act shall apply all tobacco products placed into commerce in the Philippines except as provided below. No provision of this Act shall apply to tobacco products intended or offered by the manufacturer for export and not for retail. Section 31, Compliance Monitoring. Not later than 1 year after the date of effectivity of this Act and annually thereafter, the IAC tobacco shall submit to the President of the Philippines and to both House of Congress a compliance monitor report on compliance of the manufacturers and all applicable laws and ordinance with respect to manufacture and distribution of tobacco products. The report shall contain pertinent information on the methods, goals, and implementation program of said manufacturers with respect to the requirements of this Act. Section 32, the penalties. The following penalties shall apply: violation of Section 5 and 6. On the first offense, a fine not less than 500,000 pesos, 500 pesos. On the third offense, in addition to fine of not less than 5,000 pesos. If the violation is by establishment of business entity, the owner, president, manager, or the most senior officers there shall be liable for the offense. If a minor is caught selling, buying, or smoking cigarette or any other tobacco products, the provision of Article 189 of Presidential Decree number 603, otherwise known as Child and Youth Welfare Code as amended, shall apply. Violation of Section 13 to 27, the first offense, a fine or not more than 100,000 pesos or imprisonment not more than 1 year. On the second offense, fine of 200,000 pesos or imprisonment or not more than 2 years. On the third offense, in addition to fine of not more than 400,000 pesos or imprisonment of not more than 3 years or both at the discretion of the court. If the guilty officer is an alien, he shall summarily be deported after serving his sentence and shall be forever barred from re-entering from the Philippines. Section 33, Programs and Project. A period not exceeding 5 years, the national government and the concerned departments and agencies shall provide the following programs and projects. Tobacco Growers Program. This program shall be utilized to support financially the tobacco farmers whom may displaced due to implementation of this act has voluntarily ceased to produce tobacco. To avail of this program, a beneficiary shall represent convincing and substantial evidence that he or she has been tobacco farmer for at least 3 years. He or she belongs to the tobacco producing provinces. He or she has certificate of eligibility to apply issued by the local government unit and the NTA. Last, he or she has ceased to plant tobacco for the next preceding season after the enactment of this act. Tobacco Growers Cooperative. This program shall promote cooperative programs to assist tobacco farmers in developing alternative farming system, plant alternative crops, and other livelihood projects. The requirements of subsection shall likewise apply. National Smoking Cessation Program. A national smoking cessation program shall be undertaken with the approval of IAC Tobacco. The implementing rules and guidelines to enforce this program shall be submitted to IAC by the Secretary of Health within 3 months after the effectivity of this act. Research and Development Program. National Tobacco Free Public Education Program. Display Cigarette Factory Workers shall Assistance Program. Health Programs. The IAC Tobacco in consultation of DOH shall be responsible for awarding grants to all medical institutions for the purpose of planning, carrying out and evaluating activities related to smoking-related illnesses. The IAC Tobacco shall submit to Congress and President of the Philippines the annual report of expenditure related to this program. Withdrawal clinics. The DOH shall establish smoking withdrawal clinics to provide counseling regarding the hazardous health effects of tobacco, cigarette smoking, and to rehabilitate smokers from hazardous effects of such products. Section 34, Informative Drive. Consistent that with the provision of this act, the DOH shall, in cooperation of the DepEd and with the assistance of Philippine Information Agency. Section 35. Instruction of the hazardous effect of smoking as part of school curricula. Instruction of the adverse effects of cigarette tobacco smoking, including their health, environmental, and economic implications, shall be integrated into the existing curricula of all public and private elementary high schools. The Deputy Secretary shall promulgate such rules and regulation as may be necessary to carry out the above stated policy. Section 36, Congressional Oversight Committee on Tobacco. Congressional Oversight Committee on Tobacco is hereby constituted, which is mandated to monitor and review the implementation of this act for a period not exceeding 3 years. The Secretariat of COC Tobacco shall be drawn from existing Secretariat personnel of the Standing Committee, comprising the Congressional Oversight Committee, and its funding requirements shall be charged against the appropriation of both the House of Representatives and the Senate of the Philippines. Section 37, Implementing Rules. The Act shall promulgate such rules and regulations necessary for effective implementation of this Act within 6 months. Section 38, Appropriation. The amount necessary to implement the provision of this Act shall be charged against the current year's appropriation of the concerned national government agencies. Thereafter, such funds as may be necessary for the continued implementation of this Act shall be included in the budgets of the concerned national government agencies under the Annual General Appropriation Act. Section 39, Repealing Clause. DOH Administrative Order Number 1993, Number 24, 1993 are hereby repealed. Article 94 of Republic Act Number 7394 as amended, otherwise known as the Consumer Act of the Philippines, is hereby amended. All other laws, decree, ordinance, administrative orders, rules, and regulation, or any part thereof which are consistent with this act are likewise repealed or amended accordingly. Section 40, Separability Clause. Should any provision of this act be subsequently declared unconstitutional, the other provision not so declared shall remain in full force and effect. Section 41. This act shall take effect 15 days after publication in the official gazette and at least 2 newspapers of national circulation. That's all. Thank you.